Hello and welcome for another Apple IIGS game review. Today we'll be looking at Alien Mind. This is an action game released by PBI Software in 1988. Same company that published Tower of Mirrorglen, among others, although this is a totally different game, written by totally different programmers. Now, I've actually been meaning to do a review of this game for a while now, but have just been, well, too lazy. Not that I lack the effort to play through the game, but just to get the computer to run the game. See, this is the ridiculous setup I had to put together just to run this game. Yeah, the 2GS is not supposed to be that tall, but I stacked two computers on top of each other. Now, why the hell did I do that? Well, this game only runs on ROM 1 computers, at least this deprotected version. And mine's a ROM 3, so that didn't really work out too well. And I actually didn't have a ROM 1 computer. I thought I had a spare. I mean, you think of all people, I would have a spare, but I must have sold it or something. At one point I did, but I did have a ROM 0 computer, and of all things, a ROM 1 chip. So, I just swapped it, and now it works fine. This is the original ROM 0 chip. It says 3420077A. The ROM 1 chip would end in B, and then the ROM 3 was just a totally redesigned motherboard. It was optimized, and it ran a little bit quicker. At least I think it loaded GSOS a little bit faster. Other than that, pretty negligible changes, and really the ROM 1's actually more compatible. So anyway, let's play this game. So here's a few options to choose from: stereo or mono, mouse, joystick, or keyboard. And I prefer the joystick for the control because it's joyful. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so what the hell is this game all about, you ask? Well, let's read the introduction. Only 4 days ago, you, Timothy Hunter, received a telegram from your good friend and associate biologist Aaron Avery. In it, he excitedly explained how 2 unhatched alien eggs were found on an ancient barren planet in Herzgod 4. Hopes were high that the DNA in these eggs might code for a protein that would solve the hunger problems on the yeast-infected islands of Rappaport. Ratatouille? Ah, the yeast infection is spreading! Save the children! Anyways, long story short, you arrive at the Zekford space station only to discover everyone's dead, and all these robots are trying to kill you. Your friend Aaron is the lone survivor. He contacts you through his communicator, explaining the whole situation. Apparently one of the alien eggs has hatched and killed everybody. It's reprogrammed all the robots to destroy all the humans. If only the crew members had seen Alien or Terminator, problems like these could have been avoided. As you can see, the gameplay is in a gauntlet-style overhead view, but rather than just being a total knockoff, here you actually have to locate specific terminals that connect to the main computer system. This is the only way that Aaron can communicate with you without the alien viewing or hearing the message. You'll have to know the passwords, though, and you'll be receiving hints on how to guess those passwords. Throughout the game, Aaron will be working out a strategy to kill the seemingly indestructible alien and will be giving you specific instructions along the way. In some ways, I really like this idea, and I think it's actually pretty clever. But in other ways, I feel like I'm nothing more than Aaron's bitch, just tending to his beck and call. I mean, why do I have to do all the legwork? Who appointed me the errand boy and him the master? One kind of annoying aspect is that sometimes Aaron will tell you where the terminal is, and you'll find there's like a dozen terminals in that spot. So you'll basically have to play musical chairs until you find the right one. But the more you play the game, the more you'll remember which terminal is the right one to use. In this first level, the whole objective is to find a key card that will let you access the elevator and then hopefully come down and meet Aaron. So he says he found an elevator pass on one of the dead janitors. You just have to follow the yellow tram line around the southeastern loop.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
You'll find the key card on a dead janitor, just as Aaron said. Then just make your way back to the elevator, and you're on to the next level. Anytime you make it to the next level, it's probably a good idea to save your game. Alien Mind has its own custom control panel, so you can save, resume, and make your character disc. Just make sure you do have a spare disc because you won't be able to save to the game disc. The control panel's pretty sweet, but it also is a little bit problematic for me because I can't run this game from my CFFA 3000 because I can't switch discs. So I actually have to use real floppy disks, as you can hear in the background. But that's a little thing to complain about. And Alien Mind is actually a very fun game, so it's worth the pain. And besides, classic computer games are supposed to be played from a floppy disk, so I'm not going to complain. One thing to be really aware of is your cartridges, because once you run out of ammo, you could pretty much call it a game, but you'll find them all over the place, so it shouldn't be an issue. The second level's mission is pretty much the same as the first, but now you have to get that toolbox over there and repair the elevator that the alien has destroyed. This will require you to gather lots of key cards that are used to unlock the doors. This is a common theme in the game, so get used to it. Oh yeah, and you can turn black. And yes, it actually has a purpose other than just turning black. You are now invincible for a short time. I like the little cutscenes that the game has between all the levels too. Cute little touch. The first weapon upgrade that I could find was here in level 3. It's useful because it increases your power, although not that much, and you'll find better weapon upgrades later in the game. I actually find this transportation device more useful. You can cruise around, driving over dead bodies and other obstacles without having to jump over them like you normally would if you're on your feet. What's kind of cool is that the enemies will actually get slowed down by those same obstacles, so it's not like they have an unfair advantage. And anything to make you go faster than the enemy is a good thing. If you recall, when I first started the game, I had the option for stereo sound, which I'm actually using. Now you would think with that kind of an option there might be a really cool soundtrack to support it, but no, this is the soundtrack. Listen. It's just the same loop over and over again. It's like an 8-second loop, and it's for all the different levels. That's kind of lazy. But I guess it's a little thing to complain about in an otherwise pretty fun game. Now, if you're lucky enough, you will actually make it to the alien, the Showdown of Showdowns. Just don't expect to live too long. Yeah, he's tough as nails. He takes off 300 energy points every hit. So, unless you have a lot of energy, you'll probably be dead in like 2 seconds. My advice for you, stack up on the energy. And that's about all I have to say about Alien Mind. A very fun game, and if you have an Apple IIGS ROM 1, then you can play it. So thanks for watching.